Okay, today I'm going to be showing you something very interesting. It's an electrical experiment because I've had a lot of people saying, what happened to all the electrical experiments? I still do them, you just have to pay attention. And we're outside currently because I have to go to my Model T because I left my number 20 magnet wire on my Model T. And I need that for this experiment. Okay, we've got the 20 gauge magnet wire. Let's head into my apartment. Okay. So we're going to be doing this experiment on the dining room table. Let me clean this off really quick. Okay, the table is now cleaner than it was before. This will provide enough space to do this experiment. I've pulled out of my Fibber McGee closet, which is my junk closet, my oscilloscope and my signal generator. These are the most modern things you will see in my apartment, but they are not part of my apartment furnishings, as you can see. On a side note, people are asking me why do I have a microwave and all that. Preferably, I would have my 1927 gas stove right there and my gas refrigerator over there, and none of these cabinets would be here. There'd be like a Hoosier cabinet, which is like a kind of like a China hutch, but you keep your pots and pans in there and flour and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I rent this space, so that's why that's not there. Anyway, okay, continuing with the experiment. Okay, while I was setting up for this experiment, I remembered I have a 2-prong plug here. And anyway, I'm going to have to get the doodad for the plug to make it into a 3-prong plug. The adapter. I call it the doodad. Here's one. So it eliminates the ground terminal. Okay. Now we can plug the surge protector in. Does this even work? I guess so. Yes. Okay. Now we'll plug our oscilloscope and signal generator in. The signal generator has an input voltage of 5 volts of direct current. Let's make sure this works. Perfect. Okay. We'll go ahead and turn on the oscilloscope. It has to warm up for a minute. This fancy computer technology. For this experiment, we will also need a fork or a metal object. I like to call this a tuning fork. That's why I like to use a fork. Then it can be referred to as the tuning fork. It adds capacitance to these leads on the oscilloscope. Okay, before I proceed with this experiment, would like y'all to think of this coil as the extra coil, or like an extra coil. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, go watch my previous videos, especially my second pinned video on my profile. In that video, I sent electricity wirelessly 918.6 miles. The power was sent in Carrollton, Texas, and it was received in Chicago, Illinois, and lit some LED bulbs. Anyway, it's on that video. It starts out with me little drawing sidewalk chalk, but if you listen very closely to what I say when I describe what I'm going to draw and kind of try to hear it over the wind, I say, I'm going to make a magnetic field and it's going to take in water from a water wheel and it's going to take in electricity. Anyway, I was describing that. I don't know how I knew about it back then. I don't know. Anyway, so I would like y'all to think of this as like that little bitty center coil inside of that triple coil system. So as you can see, these turns overlap. Well, the turns inside the magnifying transmitter that I built overlap as well. So I'm going to show y'all why that is not ideal. So let's connect this fork to the red lead on the oscilloscope. Okay, our signal generator is set up. See, the lead comes out and goes to this fork. And when I touch this fork, observe the waveform. Let me move this. Okay, now we're going to tune this coil. This coil is not ideal right now because see the turns overlap. I will rewind this coil later on and show y'all what a difference that makes. But for now, let's find the resonant frequency of it right now. Ooh, I can't talk. Okay, so we're going to connect this wire from the signal generator, the red one, to the bottom of this coil. And this is magnet wire, so you've got to make sure the insulation is stripped off. It's enameled copper wire. Okay, the coil is connected. Let's move this wire in closer to this fork. Okay, now we will begin dialing in and finding the resonant frequency. Let's move that up to 20 volts, and we will change the frequency. So while tuning this coil, I realized that this cable right here is not working. If I have it connected there and connected to the bottom of this cable, it doesn't make a difference on the oscilloscope. So I'm actually just going to take this wire and put it directly in channel number 1 in that little circle thing in there. Okay, there it is. Let's see if we can vary the wave on the oscilloscope now. There it goes. Okay, we're in business now. We got a tune for the biggest wavelength. What just happened? Okay, that's what happened. Okay, I think we've got it dialed in. Okay, and by the way, there's a thunderstorm outside. Okay, let's come over here. I'm going to steal this fluorescent light bulb out of this little thing. I guess I'll turn off the lights and we'll see if this works. So I have to touch this to the top of here. Let's see what it does. Okay, we got a little light. Just a tad. Let me turn on my flash. I'm doing this one-handed, by the way. Hang on. Okay, there. So we got some light. This would work far better if the coil wasn't overlapping like that. Let me turn off the flash again. The rain is really coming down now. Oh, let me turn on my flash. Okay, so I'm going to set y'all in this chair and I'm going to light these candles. And then while the phone is in that chair, I'm going to stand over here and show y'all this experiment from a distance. Okay, y'all can't see anything yet. Let me actually move this oscilloscope and I'm going to light these candles. Let's see. Outside. I hope y'all can see better. That kind of provides a little bit more light, but not really. Okay, let me get this fluorescent. So if this is still connected right, this should work. I might have to tune it again because I've moved some things around. I usually won't have to. Let me retune it. Okay, let me retune it and I'll get back. Okay, I've retuned the coil. Now let's move the oscilloscope once more. I don't think I'm going to have time on this TikTok to rewind this coil, so I might do a part 2. But anyway, here's the fluorescent. I'll just get it close to there. There we go. Oops, hang on. Relighting like a candle. Look, this will be an interesting effect. Hang on. You take it and do this. Maybe, possibly. There, oops. Can you? Okay, I'm going to play with the frequency while I have it up there. I think. Let's do this. Let's try that. Okay. Now let's move the frequency. Here, let me get y'all up here for this. Let me flip the camera. We're already at 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay, let's vary the frequency. Okay, this video is already at 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Let me, this other side isn't lit. Hang on, let me scoot it around and see if it'll light. There we go. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's only 20 volts going in.